Good morning, everybody. So I think this is working. I'm in a different location today, so I hope that you can hear me okay. I'm going to test the audio here in a second to make sure this is coming out. Good morning, I hope that you can hear me okay. I'm going to test the audio here in a second to make sure this is coming out. Alright, so hold on a second, guys. I need to continue to get my screen organized here. Continue to get my screen organized here. So I'm going to go offline for just a second. I'm going to use YouTube's mains. Okay, so that should be working now. I hope my internet's good enough. And we'll go from there. Alright, so hopefully there's not too many hiccups in the stream. I'm using a different internet. I'm at my wife's work today. I'm going out of town and leaving her works closer to transportation to the airport. And I'm going out to Canada today to play a couple of concerts there in the next couple of days. And I'll be there through Friday. So, how's it going? Good morning, Jin Key 7. My sound is working, isn't it? Okay, my sound is working. You'll hear more background sound, unfortunately, because I don't have my headset. So you'll probably hear some things like this clock right here, and my computer's like fan noise in the background too. So I don't have a ton of time today, guys. I'll be going over some of the news, the charts, talking a little bit less about fundamentals or the technical side in regards to past EAs or trades or things like that. So just more of a quick session today. All right, so let's look over the news for just today. I'm not going to go over the news for tomorrow. Well, I might go over the news for today and tomorrow, since you should be aware of both. So the CAD GDP was the same or as expected, and the same goes for the pound as well. So nothing too exciting happening at the moment. So I did take a counter trend trade, and I'll get into that in just a second. But let's look over the news for tomorrow. There's more pound, the construction PMI. I'm not expecting too much movement from that. And then, of course, the ADP non-farm, the payroll change there. And probably not a ton here. I mean, obviously the biggest move will be Friday with the NFP. So there could be some movement here, though, at 2 p.m. with the FOMC statement. That almost always causes volatility. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. There we go. So this is what I'm talking about, the FOMC statement at 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is the big news for you guys' trades. So keep an eye on that, what's happening during that statement, to make sure that you're not getting creamed in some bad trades. All right, so now let's get into some of the trades that I'm currently in. and have recently just taken. Yeah, you guys that were thinking that the euro will continue down, it's made much more of a retracement than we thought. I mean, it just goes to what I was telling you guys before, that when you have a trend on, say, the daily time frame, you're looking at the bigger picture. But for those people that are taking trades off the daily, they're getting creamed right now. Yeah, sorry about the laggy stream today, guys. Just turn down the. It's just because I don't have my fast internet. If it gets too bad, I might end it short. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure if there's much I can do about the stream. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. I want to see. Oh, I don't have my phone on me. I was going to see if I could tether the stream. Seems to be getting kind of bad right now. Let me try YouTube's backup server and just see if that does anything. Alright, so it keeps going in and out. I'm gonna try to go offline once I'm back here. Okay. I think we're back online. Let's see if this works. Alright. So I'm gonna try this again. If it gets too bad, then I'll probably have to end early. So I'll keep an eye on the stream to see to make sure that it's still working. I'm going to turn my resolution down, and maybe that could help because I'm streaming and I'm viewing the stream at the same time, and that probably doesn't help. So I'm going to talk about the trades that I'm currently in and have taken. All right, so you guys, I took a couple pending orders on the pound. You can see, oh, if I got to get my drawing tool out. If I can find it on my desktop, there it is. Okay. So the first trade I took was at the resistance line up at 1.2295 on the pound USD. As you can see, it moved up a bit farther and then came back down. My take profit was pretty low, down at 1.21714. That was about a 58 pip push down that I was looking for on my take profit. As you can see, it didn't quite move in that direction. Oh. Looks like my euro trade just hit profit. I'll get to that in just a second as well. Okay, so take profit was 60 pips. So entry, take profit. I moved my take profit after the new day was placed or finished. So after each new day, new support resistance lines are placed with the indicator and so the pivot line changed on the pound USD, and I now have it here. As you can see, it did go down and it got really close to closing out, and then it bounced back up and hit the next resistance point, where I had another pending order placed. Now that pending order was an excellent spot, excellent entry. It was placed in the middle of the night when I was sleeping, and then it bounced back down. Alright, so at this point I was looking for anywhere from 10 to 20 pips. I didn't mind if this first trade 1, was a small loss. My take profit was initially in this area, so it was about 30 pips profit on the first order and about 10 pips loss in the first. So 30 pips profit on the second order and 9 pips loss on the first would come out with about 20 pips. I held this trade a bit longer and closed it out right before it did end up moving another 15 or 20 pips and hitting that initial pivot line. So you can see that the indicator is actually pretty nice. It moved down from there, which it was supposed to. The second entry moved down from there. Pivot line bounced up from there. So it's using it's actually following this indicator pretty solidly right now. And I came out with some decent profit with that. To be exact. So it looks like the stream is working a little better, for me at least. I think it should be a little less laggy for you guys too. Yeah, I got sent to the basement class, right? It's just a temporary thing. This is just for today's stream. Alright, so today's trades, today's trades so far, it hasn't shown that my Euro Australian dollar is closed out yet. But right now I'm looking at 25%, and that will change here in a few minutes once this updates in the next 3 minutes. But yeah, I'm at over 0.25%. Most of it is based off of this pound USD trade that I took here, or the basket that I took there. This was a trend trade, by the way. This was with the trend down on the pound. Okay, so next in line is the Euro Australian dollar. I'm going to delete my pending order. My entry. This wasn't a very big trade, and I'll get into why. Yes, Robert FX, I changed my settings off of HD already. I put it on the lowest settings when I'm streaming to make sure that I can see the stream at the same time, make sure that it's not buffering and that the connection's good. So I did that, and it did help. All right, so with this trade, you can see clearly where my entry is. This is a long entry, and it was placed at the support line during an uptrend on the Euro Australian dollar, and that was a temporary uptrend. It's been moving up with the euro, with almost euro pairs, and the pending order was executed right near the end of the day, before the day changed. Just about an hour before that happened, or 30 minutes, I think. It looks like we're getting a little bit of lag here with the stream. Sorry, guys. I'll wait for that to clear up. Okay, looks like it's back on. All right, so the new day changed, and so I placed another pending order. Ah, the lag's coming back. No. And so I placed another pending order here just in case the price did go down and hit that level. It did not, but what changed was my take profit. So initially my entry was at 1.43493, and my take profit was about 66 pips. Gosh, we're getting some bad lag right now. Maybe I should wait for it to clear up a bit before I continue, because I know it chops up. Let me see where the stream is, guys. Gosh, we're getting some bad. Let me see what. All right, I'm trying this now. I hate when internet is not being amazing, but I honestly think it has something to do with my laptop too. I bought this laptop recently, and I think it has a defected Wi-Fi in it, so I'm having to deal with that. Okay, so going back to what I was doing on the Euro Australian dollar, I still have my my entry marked, my long entry, my take profit. And I don't think you guys heard where I entered at. My entry was 1.43487 on the long side, and I had a take profit of 1.44162. That's a 67 pip take profit, which is pretty large. But that changed a couple hours later when the new pivot line for the day was placed. And that pivot line was pretty close to my entry. Only at about 13 or 14 pips profit. I'm fine taking a small amount of pips on that position, especially since it kind of went down against me and then made its way back up. So I'm happy to exit with a smaller profit. Okay, so that's what I adjust my take profit based on what the price action is doing. So basically, what the support resistance changes on the indicator. I like this indicator a lot because it does show me initially what's happening for that day, and it helps just solidify my own thoughts on support resistance anyway. Okay. Any more entries? Robbie, I want to watch him in concert, but fangirl it out, paint my face and such. That would be awesome. We've actually had some people that get pretty crazy. I had to sign some girl's chest once. It was weird. It was just once though. Yeah, we signed some interesting things sometimes at concerts. So my results are looking better today. Let me refresh the page. Okay, so now this would probably be what we're looking at for total profit today. I don't know if my Euro USD trade is going to close out, but 0.31%, which is in my book pretty good for a day. And we're only Tuesday, and we're at 0.45%, which is pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. The recovery is still looking very nice. Ever since I started trend trading, which was right down here at the bottom, we've had a pretty nice recovery. And it's slow. It's a slow process, but we'll get there. The current trade that I'm in, this is a yeah. We'll talk about the Euro US dollar right now. Mark, I'm going to be doing that right now. Oh, good. Great, Robert. Yeah, I'm expecting some good recovery. in the next coming weeks with me trend trading. The markets are still in their trending format, so things are still going in that direction. Yes, we are changing direction. For example, the Euro US dollar is changing direction, and it looks like right now we're trending on the 1 hour, and I think we're now starting to trend on the 4 hour. Yeah, the trend is just starting on the 4 hour as you look at the swing levels. It might be hard to see, but I'll try to mark it with my marker. This level here, this is the swing level that's pretty important up here. And that's right at the whole number. So how the market, how the Euro US dollar behaves at this level could be pretty substantial. Now, if this is broken, if we don't get a continuation down, then this could continue a lot farther. And then once that's broken, that means that we're officially moved past the 4 hour, the trend on the 4 hour, and it's now turned into a bullish trend. That might even be in consideration at this point when this swing level was broken. I feel like this is the last line of defense up here for trend on the 4 hour to continue on the short side. So not looking good for those people that are shorting. I'm shorting and I got in pretty late. We have the swing low here and the swing high. So the Euro US dollar has already moved almost 200 pips before I've jumped in. So I'm pretty comfortable where I am now. I'm not looking for a lot of pips. I'm looking for just 18 pips profit. And yeah, I'll follow up with that in just a second. Make sure that we're not keeping up the questions here. What's the name of the band? The Five Browns. I guess that's pretty easy to remember. We're all siblings. There's 5 of us. Three girls and 2 boys. Mostly classical music. So, you know. AUD/USD is dropping all the board. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like we're having a nice engulfing candle that made a new high and is currently pretty much engulfing the candle just before it. Okay, so this could show a good sell, a counter trend sell or short in the next 5 minutes. I'd like it to close below my little indicator resistance point. Here, if it closes below that, would be nice. Already it's looking like a pretty good indication to take some pips. Where would I be looking to take profit? It's already moved up quite a bit. I might have a larger take profit of about 40 pips here at the pivot line, the daily pivot level, and shoot for a push back down. I'm counter trending on the Euro US dollar since I feel like that's moved more in the last while. And it's moved down quite a bit. I still feel like there's overall pressure on the Euro US dollar, although there's been a lot of buying recently. I think that's temporary, so we'll see what happens. Yes, the AUD/USD may be good for a short here in the next 5 minutes. Okay. No, I always find it interesting when people say that a currency pair needs to die. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I see it a lot now. I'm just always I'm puzzled why that saying has come up. But anyways, it kind of makes me chuckle a little bit. Did you find support resistance indicator? This one kind of replaced my other one that I had. I mentioned in my last stream that the other one would repaint slightly, so the lines that you'd see from the previous days would change anywhere from 5 to 10 pips, not giving a less accurate signal or support at those resistance at those levels. This one actually does not. I've already tested it. It looks pretty good. I'm getting some lag again. Okay. So sometimes when I just establish the connection, it goes back on, and so hopefully it will stay a little bit better. I won't be too much longer since my connection doesn't look amazing, but I won't be here for the next couple of days. So I won't be here tomorrow, and I won't be here on Thursday or Friday. I will still be trading though, so keep that in mind. Oh, it looks like I missed. No, I didn't miss a trade. I did see this one. I was considering taking a long at the 594 level, and I decided to pass on it. My EMA indicator is just changing directions on the way down, so I decided not to take that. It is shooting up from the support line that my indicator drew at 0.594. I might jump into it later on, but right now I'm not too interested. Okay, so nothing here. Don't need this old indicator anymore. Everything is countering right now. A lot of things. So let's take a look at that now. Okay, so the pound has been pushing up. It's hit resistance points. The odd CAD has been pushing up. Not much retracement yet at all. Looks like we're maybe holding at the top here at 1.028 around. I might shoot back down from there. So everything is pushing against its initial trend, or a lot of pairs are. AUD/USD. It's not the strongest here. It's still pretty good for a continued push down on the AUD/USD. The euro is still my choice, my pair of choice for a small profit. I'm not looking for a large one, 17, 18 pips. So that's probably my counter trend of choice, but pretty much if you're taking any trade right now, it's going to be counter trend. There are a couple of options, but they're not great. Like the UJ, it's been moving up still, but it's kind of near the daily pivot level. It hasn't really been very volatile today, so if you wanted to take a trade on the UJ, you'd have to do counter trend, because right now it's pushed too high, and it's just not a lot of potential for it to continue at this point, although it very well could, but it wouldn't be very smart to buy right here. You should wait for a retracement and then enter for a better entry price. The pound going to shoot up. The pound, well, I don't know. What news are we looking at today? There isn't really anything else going on today, at least on the pound. We have some NZD and some CAD news and some odd news coming out also tonight in USD time. So EU moves down yet? Well, not yet, but I am in my trade. So why did I take this trade? Well, it did hit my resistance line on my indicator at the whole number, and it also has an inside candle I'm looking at. So a bearish inside candle right after, and so to me that's a pretty good indication that this could, I say could because I can't use the word would or will, but it could hold at this point. You can see that we had a very similar candle here, inside bearish candle that pushed down, inside bearish candle that may push down as well, and so I'm trying to catch that retracement at that point. So we're not just basing this trade off of it hit my resistance on my indicator, my support resistance indicator, and so I just enter a trade. Although that could be withstand But why is this level even more important? It's because, well, we're right near the whole number, so we're pretty close to the whole number in this area. We do have the support that's obviously holding, a resistance that's obviously holding. We have multiple candles that have hit that point, and we have flags on all of them, and then we have the potential for it to shoot down. We have hints from the odd USD, wherever it is. We have hints from this pair on the crosses that there is a change in trend direction or a retracement that may take place, and it is currently. The odd was a good choice, a decent bearish candle and an entry right out on the open of the next candle. So the euro is likely to feel some of that. It is currently, but it's not moving nearly as much. The euro-Japanese yen, we have an inside candle here. It's not a perfect one since it wasn't high. A new high wasn't made, the candle just before it. But this is still an inside candle, and it has broken past a lot of resistance points already. Okay. Right now, I may take a position on the euro-Australian dollar on the short side. It depends on how much profit I'm in on my euro USD. I don't want to double up too often, taking 2 euro positions on the short side. So I might be a little safe with that. But right now, if you look on most pairs, guys, look at this. Here's another engulfing candle with the potential for retracement happening on the odd Japanese yen. A lot of things that have been pushing up recently, or pushing down for that matter, are setting up for a retracement. Like we have here, inside candle, with the potential for this to push back down or have a retracement. The pound Australian dollar, a very good candle for a potential push up. New high, new low. It didn't close really, the body of the candle didn't close really high above the previous candle, but it's still a pretty good indication for it to bounce right at the support line at 0.594. So a lot of things have potential to be doing a retracement at the moment after their big pushes in the past several hours. All right, so my pair of choice right now is the euro-US dollar. The Australian dollar may be a little too late now. It's already in about 10 pips profit. I would be looking for about 42 in this situation on the counter trend side. But I would be looking at price action on the candles to see if they're giving me any hints on the 15-minute and 1-hour time frame for a retracement that could happen much before the support line at 0.763 about. So yeah, use price action to see where price may continue to go. All right, so I'm going to answer some questions, and that's probably going to be it for me today. GU not going over 124, I think, right? 124. 124. Oh well, it's hard to say. I mean, it's already went past 124 already. It went 1227. If you're meaning 1224, or if you're meaning 1.24 in general, so that 124 is pretty high. That's a lot of pips. So I think that you're meaning not 180 pips above or 200 pips above. We're having some lag right now. I'm going to cut out the stream. Jeez. Okay, it looks like it's back on, maybe. Stream problems, man. They always need such a fast internet. So the fear that we have now on the Australian dollar is the level of 0.767. If this current candle closes above that, then it could be a small retracement right here, just a tiny one, and then a continuation. So we'll see how price behaves at this level, but it's pretty substantial. My Euro US dollar is still holding. I like the trade. I'm not shooting for a lot. It is counter trend. I did tell you guys that I would do that every once in a while, but I'm looking for more extreme situations with the counter trend. So I'm not taking my first order here or here. I'm looking more for the most extreme cases to enter on the counter trend. Okay. So the odd USD too late, but the Euro US dollar still looks pretty good for an entry. I'm going to answer some of these questions before I go. $1.6. Yeah, HN hint agree. I do think that back up to 1.6 is a possibility. Yeah, about 50 pips. And it could extend even further than that, right, a little bit past 1.6. Looks like a lot of you guys are trading pound. At least Hintgree is. I believe that Jenny is still on the pound yen. She hasn't, unfortunately, she just hasn't had the move that she needs yet. I do think it's still coming though. Now, if you're looking at my support resistance indicator, look at that. Look how clean this candle is. So you see the push up, the wick, but look where the body of the candle retracted to. Right underneath or right at my resistance level at 1.28657, which is interesting because it's not a whole number, it's not really close to a half number either, and it used it as an actual legitimate level where the body of the candle closed underneath it and it shot back down to the pivot point. So it's a pretty good little indicator. I do like these indicators because they show you the smaller support resistance areas and not just the larger picture, which is kind of nice to have. The odd Japanese yen is pushing down right now. The Euro Australian dollar is continuing to push up. The Euro Japanese yen is still shaping up for a retracement on the downside. And the Euro USD is still shaping up for a retracement of some sort. My initial thoughts that it could be limited, and so I'm looking for a take profit that's pretty small, but it could be a more significant retracement, potentially to the 1.095 or 1.098. 0.098 level. Looks like it could retrace to that level. That's just a possibility. Okay. Yeah, this indicator is a. I'm not sure where to find it, unfortunately. You can see the title of it here, pivots _ daily _ version 1. It was given to me by another trader when I was looking for a good indicator to show me previous support resistance days or the support resistance from previous days. So I'm not really sure where to find it. Unfortunately, sorry about that. All right, so not much more to talk about. It doesn't look like there's a ton of questions coming in. I'm going to see if there is any questions on YouTube before I go, which I'm guessing not. Looks like somebody's posting signals on my YouTube stream, which is unfortunate. Let's see. And I'll see you guys on... oh, cool, Robert. Nice, you have it. That's helpful. I won't see you guys until Monday. I'll be on the road in Canada. I don't know how good the internet is. I've already struggled to make the internet work here. And I won't have 2 monitors. But I still will be trading. I may be still in the chat room just in case you guys need me. And I'll put myself in the schedule for not being here. So you'll see at the top of the screen. So let me pull this over. So you know how it says at the top of the screen, right here, it says Ryan's live, or it says Ryan will be live in a few minutes. Well, at the top of the screen, I'm actually going to modify that. So it says that I am out of town until a certain time period, or until the 4th, until next week. So people know or don't have to ask where I am, and they'll see just in the schedule at the top where I am and how long I'll be gone for. All right. Well, thanks you guys for your questions and for listening up as well. And I'll see you on Monday. And good luck with FOMC and NFP. It's a pretty heavy week. Don't lose your shorts. It could be pretty brutal. So, all right. Well, thanks for your time, and I'll see you next week.